All right, everybody. So today I'm going to get into why do I just focus on trading the S&P 500 for 90% of the time that I take a trade? And the answer is simple: singular focus. Okay, there's this famous quote that is out there, right? Don't fear the man that practices 1,000 different kicks once. Fear the man that practices one kick 1,000 times. Right? And so all of this is saying is just to become a master of one thing. Try to just master this before going on to the next. A lot of traders, especially young traders that I have come across, focus on so many different tickers and they get distracted, or they're in so many different trades, and the quality of the trade starts to diminish by the amount and quantity of how many trades they're taking on a day, or how many trades they're taking simultaneously, or how many tickers they're looking at any one time. So if I come over here to my charts, I have 6 tickers open. I have Apple, I have Tesla, I have Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia. These companies specifically work with the S&P 500. These are holdings that are within the S&P 500, and these are some of the biggest 6 that drive that market movement. Okay, now when I look at this, all I look for is confluences, just to kind of get a really quick kind of consensus. Are all of them moving in the same direction, or are they different? And if they're different, and some are going up and some are going down, that sometimes gives me a little precursor that today may be what we call a choppy day, and we may get stuck in what I call the hoe zone. Okay, you don't want to get stuck in the hoe zone. Okay, this is where you get fucking STDs and fucking chlamydia and all kinds of shit. You don't want to be stuck in the hoe zone. In trading, you don't want to be stuck in the hoe zone, because that's where you start to blow your account, because you get fucked left and right by candles that are going in opposite directions. Okay, so imagine if you were looking at all 6 of these charts at one time, trying to decipher which one do I get in, what do I get in, what do I get in. Instead, this is my screen, a singular focus chart. And from here, I can put in my active trader and take my trades from here, but it is just one focus, one direction. And now that I have that singular focus, now it has all my attention, and the quality of that is going to be better. Imagine if you had a bunch of different things that you were trying to cook your family for dinner, right? Just tons of different shit. Whereas if I just cooked them a really good meal, start to finish, and gave it my full focus instead of getting distracted, I guarantee that meal is going to be really good. Same thing here. If I'm just looking at one trade and putting all my focus on one thing, the likelihood that this trade is going to work out for me is going to be very likely, because it has my full and undivided attention. It's like with my kids. If I'm looking at my phone and looking at TV and my son is trying to talk to me, but I'm distracted by all of this, am I really giving him that attention that he deserves? No, I'm not. Whereas all this goes away and I'm looking at him in his eyes, and I'm down on the floor level with him, and we're playing cards, and he's talking to me and I'm talking back, and we can engage back and forth. That is now a much better relationship than being distracted by all these things. And if that's a much better relationship, then why wouldn't my relationship with the market be much better if I could give it singular focus? Right? So this is why I will tend to just trade the S&P 500 90% of the time. The other times I may trade a singular stock like Tesla. Now Tesla tends to be very volatile, right? And with its volatility, I can find really good moves, right? So the S&P 500, let's go back here to Tesla. So with Tesla, let's just say on a given day, there was a lot of market news that was going to come out, especially on our economic calendar. We use the Forex factory calendar. And based off of that calendar, let me just show you what that looks like. This is the calendar here. So let's just look at this date here, right? There's a ton of news. Because all this news is coming out at various different times, it may cause the market to be choppy. And so instead of looking and trading the S&P 500 that day, maybe I trade Tesla, because it's not really waiting for that economic news as is the S&P 500, right? And I may catch a nice little $2 move on Tesla. So this is why I only focus on those two. But again, 90% of the time, I'm solely focusing on the S&P 500. The other thing is, I used to trade a bunch of small caps, and there would be all these different tickers that I would have to look at and try to find one ticker. Here, if I'm looking at the S&P 500, it doesn't matter if the move goes up that day or it goes down that day. Because I trade options, I could catch the move up, or I could catch the move down, or both sometimes in the same day. Again, singular focus. So this is why I, even with the experience that I have, having been in this market for 15 years, still only trade maybe just one ticker at a time. You guys give it a try. If you guys have been struggling, try and just have singular focus, right? But thank you guys for staying tuned. If you want to learn more, go to stockmarketwolf.com. We do live trading. We have courses. If you want to follow me on another social media, go check me out on Instagram at stockmarketwolf. As always, thank you guys for so much for your love and support. Please leave in the comment section other videos that you would like to see and feedback on these types of videos. It helps me to make better content for you, because all of this content that I'm giving out for free is for you. Okay, so thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys on the next video.